Here's the equipment we recommend for strength training at home. I'm Jenny, and this is Travis, and we are the co founders of Strength for Yoga, where we teach yogis how to strength train. So, Travis, what are we doing today?
We are first going to show you the equipment that we require in our at-home training programs. And so that equipment is very minimal because we try to keep it very accessible for people, not have too many requirements. Then we'll show you kind of a second tier of equipment that we like people to have, but isn't need to have. And then a third tier that is
Just
really
like
nice to have,
extra.
but yeah, totally extra. So
Yes.
our first tier of equipment is actually just all the things that you see on camera right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 2 kettlebells, as you can see,
Or dumbbells.
or dumbbells. Yeah, it could be either one. We like kettlebells because it's in our logo, but it could be easily be dumbbells instead. Kettlebells are a little bit easier maybe because you can get one more easily, whereas dumbbells tend to come in twos.
That's right.
Followed by a resistance band, and then a yoga mat or an exercise mat.
That's right. And then the kettlebell slash dumbbell, the weight, we have two and they need to be different weights, right?
Yes.
Different sizes.
Yep. So we recommend 1 light kettlebell and 1 heavy kettlebell.
Light, heavy.
And the light kettlebell, we simply ask that it's a weight that you can press overhead 10 times. So you want to show what that, you don't have to do 10, but what an overhead press would look like.
But
So
yeah, it's a weight you can.
yeah, so this is a 20. For women, we tend to say like a 10 to 20 pound weight, dumbbell or kettlebell. For men, that might be more like 20 to 30. It obviously depends on your strength level.
That's right. Yeah.
And maybe as you get stronger, that lighter weight has to get a little bit heavier. But to
Yes.
start somewhere in that 10 to 20 or 20 to 30 range. And then for the heavy kettlebell, we say a weight that you cannot press overhead at all.
Which I totally could not. This is 50.
You'd be close maybe. But
Travis.
yeah, so Jenny's heavy kettlebell is a 50. For women, we tend to say like 30 to 50 pounds. This is really good for lower body exercises.
That's right.
Like a deadlift, perhaps, where you pick the weight up off the floor.
That's right.
So 30 to
It's
50
like-
for women, pounds. And then maybe that's 50 to 70 pounds for men. Again, it really depends on how strong you are. If you're in kilograms, divide all that by 2.2. They usually
That's
come in
right.
round numbers,
That's
so I
right.
can't do that off the top of my head, but
Me
you
neither.
can surmise.
Yes. But so one lighter and one heavier. Lighter for the more upper body exercises, heavier for the lower body.
Right. And we could add in this moment that we'll link these.
Yes. Yes,
in-
we will.
In the notes on
Yeah,
the video.
all the equipment we talk about today, we'll have links where you can order them if you want to, just to make it easy in the description of this video.
These are the things that we're recommending, 1 click away.
Yes.
In addition to our kettlebells, we recommend a resistance band. We particularly like these big loop resistance bands because of how versatile they are. Sometimes they're called super bands, sometimes they're called jump bands or pull-up bands. And they come in a variety of sizes. So you can often get just a variety pack.
Right.
The one that we're showing here is a 1/2 inch. It's often red, but it could be a lot of different colors. If you were going to get multiple, we might recommend a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch. But if you were just to pick one, the 1/2 inch
Would be this.
tends to provide enough resistance for a lot of different exercises.
That's right.
So one very simple exercise that you could do would be like a band pull apart. So that's
Do you want to show that?
Sure. A band pull apart is this.
Right.
And so this is a good exercise for the backs of the shoulders, which are our pulling, one of our pulling muscles on the backs of our shoulders. And so what a band does is it's kind of similar to a cable in a gym, if you can imagine what that looks like, but it provides resistance in the direction of the opposite attachment. So whereas dumbbells or kettlebells only resist you down, this resists you in whatever direction that it's pulling. So it could be like this, or like this, or like this, or whatever it's
That's
anchored
so
to.
true. So it's like,
And
yeah,
it gives more resistance as it stretches, which is just a nice feature of a band.
that's right. So yes, so these pieces of equipment, one resistance band, two weights of different sizes, that's the minimal, that's like our minimum, and that's what we require in our programs.
Yeah. And you could get an amazing workout with just those
Yes.
3 pieces of equipment.
But let's turn our attention to the next level.
Yes.
So what's in our second tier of equipment that we recommend?
Our second tier is also 3 pieces of equipment. We use a yoga blanket or anything that slides. We use 2 yoga blocks and a chair or a workout bench. Many people have chairs at home. So these are kind of household objects if you're a yoga practitioner, or
Right.
you can find things that kind of do similar things like a towel
Yeah.
or books for
For
your blocks,
blocks.
or we're literally showing a chair, but you could use a workout bench.
That's right. Yeah. So these would be like our three next tier, next level things that we'd love you to have, but they're not required. And so Travis is going to show us like how we might use the sliding piece of equipment. So this is like a anterior core exercise called a slide out, where he is sliding the blanket forward and then pulling back. He is a super strong individual. So he's
That was hard.
yeah, that was super hard. A super strong move like that is not, necessary for everybody, but that's just an example of how a sliding apparatus would work with a strength exercise,
Yep.
and how this can just be such a great tool for your strength practice at home. Like you can do so much.
Yep.
So that's like the blanket blocks.
Blocks are next. So blocks, there are a million things that you can do with blocks.
Yeah.
One thing that we like to do is change our body position. And so there's an exercise that we like to prescribe called a straddle lift. And
Yes.
so in this one, we actually
Yes.
stand on the blocks to create more range of motion in the exercise. So the straddle lift is kind of a hybrid of a squat and a deadlift. And so Jenny stands on the blocks, and now you can see like the kettlebell is able to descend lower than the floor
Yeah,
because,
because
or
my
lower
feet
than
are
her
up.
feet because her feet are up. And so
So
you
more
can
range of motion.
more range of motion. You can use blocks to make exercises easier or make them more challenging. They're
That's
just very
true.
versatile.
Totally. And since much of our audience is yoga practitioners, yogis tend to have at least a block, if not two, in their home collection. So yes, we love blocks in our program. And finally, a chair.
A chair.
So what's up with our chair?
Chairs can be useful, or workout benches
Right.
for push-ups to do them on an incline. You could also, which is what Jenny's showing. So now her arms are raised. It makes the orientation of her body relative to gravity a little bit easier, so she can perform more push-ups or do them if she couldn't do them on the floor.
Yes.
And so you could also use it for other things, step ups, anything where you want your feet or hands elevated, basically.
Right. Exactly. And it's just like a chair is a household item. Like just about everybody has a chair at home. So that's why we utilize this. But again, like Travis said, you can also use a workout bench. So that's our level 2 tier. And finally, should we look at our level 3?
Yeah.
All right. So what is our level 3 tier of equipment here?
So these are our nice to have, but not need to have. They are great for taking your strength practice to the next level. They allow for things that you cannot do in any other way. However, if you were doing one of our programs, they would not be required. We would always have option B for anything that required these. So what they are is a pull-up bar, and we recommend this door frame pull-up bar. It is probably $25 the
25,
last
maybe
time we
30.
looked. So
Yeah. And
not
we've
crazy.
linked it.
And
Linked it in the description.
yeah, so of course the pull-up bar allows you to do pull-ups and chin-ups and hanging, which is great to just allow for a movement pattern that you cannot do in any other way, really.
And I'm not sure that we said this is a doorway pull-up bar that just hooks in the door frame.
Yep.
So you don't need to like screw anything into the wall.
Yep, and you can take it right off.
Yes.
And it tends to be very sturdy as long as your door frame is sturdy.
That's right.
Jenny and I have both used one in our homes for a long time and
Yes.
been very safe and very effective.
But yeah, so and a doorway pull-up bar or just some other pull-up bar, some other access
Sure.
to a pull-up bar.
Yep,
Maybe you
monkey
have a
bars at a
yes,
playground
at a
are an
playground.
option.
Yeah, exactly. But we love that if, if possible for someone. And then what's this one?
So this is a suspension trainer. This one happens to be TRX brand. There are other brands you might be able to find. You can also use gymnastics rings for many of the same exercises, but basically the best exercise for this is a body weight row. So you would hang the TRX bar from a pull-up bar or any other sturdy
Like
high
anchors.
attachment point. You could anchor it to the ceiling, over a door frame is also
Hmm.
a very common way of doing it. Like you hook it through the door and then you pull the door closed. And so rows, bodyweight rows, like Jenny just
You kind of like lean
motioned,
back.
yeah, reclined rows are the best implementation of the TRX. And there are ways to do it without the TRX. You can like jimmy rig a bed sheet around the door frame, but the TRX is a really nice and convenient option for that. And again,
Absolutely.
you could also use gymnastics rings, which the only difference is that instead of a single attachment point, there are two attachment points, and you might be able to find gymnastics rings for a little bit less expensive on wherever you buy your fitness equipment.
Yes. So does that cover it as far as everything we recommend?
Yeah. So with that level 1, 2, and or 3, you can get an amazing
Yes.
workout right at home for not super expensive.
Hmm.
Full body, all the body parts, all the movement
All the
patterns, all the
movements. Yeah.
muscles that you would want to strengthen for your everyday life or your yoga practice or whatever. And you don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles of a gym.
That's right. That's right. So we hope you appreciated these ideas. And if you appreciated this content, subscribe to my channel so you could stay up to date on all the tips that I/we share.